Let there be light and welcome to Living Essence. I am Siddhanta Ananda. And what's more powerful than having your prayers answered? I was going down to the pools out in here in New Brighton, and they have the beautiful sauna there that looks out over the ocean. The end wall is glass and you can look out to the ocean. I walked into the sauna and there was a man there. When I walked in, I don't normally see auras, but I could see the aura around this guy, and it was very grey and it was split. And sat down and he looked at me and spoke to me straight away. He was like, "Oh, this is just what you need, isn't it?" And I said, "Yeah." And our conversation got straight in there. And I could see and tell that this man was quite broken. He was really, having a hard time with it. It didn't take long before he explained to me that he did 13-hour days doing long haul trucking, really not getting connected with people. I said, "What brought you here today?" And he said, I couldn't go to work on Monday. It was just too much. I'd had enough and I didn't know what to do. And so I got talking to him, shared a few things about life and actually, why are you trucking so many hours and just how the system will take advantage of us. He was being taken advantage of, and yet he was allowing himself to do that. Because I said, "At what point were you doing 13-hour days? Did you let that be okay?" And he said, "Oh, well, I did. I was asked. I was the only person that could do these hours because everyone else had family and that." And so you can see how this business kind of preyed on him. Hey, can you do it? And he did. And I said, and what happens is they set a benchmark. And once you can do something, you prove you can do it without dying, they set a benchmark and then they expect you to reach that every time. And then so, and they'll just keep taking the piss. That's what just about all businesses do. There are some businesses out there that have integrity, a small number. There are some governments that have integrity, a small number, but basically they take the piss. Okay, because they do not care for your individual wellness. And we know that with the situation that's going on in the world, they don't care about your individual wellness. It's a collective wellness that they're talking about. But how does it even make any sort of sense in your life if you're doing things on a collective level, but you're not connecting within yourself? So I got talking to him about what life is, nature and how it works, and that nature is always taking a risk, that nothing is secure. There's nothing secure in the world. And the fight for security is a fight for insanity. You cannot secure things. People spend hundreds and thousands, maybe millions. Governments spend millions, you think, on military and all that sort of thing. Why? To try and solidify security. Security is not natural, hence why it costs a shit ton of money and a lot of energy to try and secure things. Nothing is secure in this life. So I helped him to understand that nothing's secure here. But look, why are you doing all these hours? You've been taught by the society to work for the system, get a secure job and put your money in a secure account. I've spoken about this before. Anyway, we went down a few tracks. I gave him one of my tools as a coach, the lifeboat. 3 types of people in your boat. There are rowers, those that are helping your boat move forward. There are riders, there are people that you're happy to have in your boat, but they're not, particularly adding to it, so you can't have too many of those. And then there's rockers, and they need to get the fuck out your boat. And so you can write that list out. Anyone can do that. It's a really good practice to do. At the top, this is my lifeboat. It's your life. Who are these people in your life? Who's rowing? Who's riding? Who's rocking? Identify those people and then do something about it. But what I said to this guy is that life essentially at its core is risk. Everything is risk. The greatest risk that you'll ever take is taking no risk at all. So we should be taking risks each and every day. If you're in a job that's killing your soul, why stay in it? The only reason you're staying in it is because it's safe and secure. That's the only reason why. Safety and security. It's what the mind knows. It's what the mind tries to keep you in. But safety and security will stop you from living your dreams. You think about it, your dreams are risky. That's why in your dreams, when you are literally dreaming, it's quite often you wake up and it might have had your heart pumping and it was challenging and it was difficult and you might have been leaping over buildings, but there's all these wonderful metaphorical things that happen in your dreams because deep down, You want to be the hero. Deep down, you want the challenge to overcome the mountain to climb. Deep down, you want to be something extraordinary. And we all are. But the system wants us to be ordinary, be normal, be like everyone else. Let's homogenize everything and just, forget about our identity, whether it be gender, whether it be, your self-expression. True identity, not ID as an ego, but true identity to not allow you to be an individual. I helped him to understand that an individual, the word individual, simply means undivided. But I said, looking at you now, you look divided. And he agreed. He said, yeah, I was at the end of myself. This guy was ready to crack. He looked like he was going to cry. I kept encouraging him. He's like, oh, I should have done this when I was younger. And I said, but do you see how that's an excuse you've probably used right to this point? But you're only in like your 30s. It's never too late to retrain. It's never too late to change your career. I mean, look, I worked as a interior plasterer for 27 years, and now as a life coach, I'm still having to face all those challenges of changing that career, because people have known me as just being a labourer, as working in construction. Now I'm working in helping people to reconstruct their lives, to tear down what they had, that the system gave them, that culture gave them, tear down that old building, have that tower moment, and rebuild it the way you want it, the way you choose to get to have it. As I said to him, I changed my name from Corey to Saranta. Why? Well, why not? If I'm going to really change, why don't I get serious about that and change my name? My name was given to me. I didn't choose it. So I chose a name that works for me, that is a part of me. That my name Saranta literally means principle or truth. And that's what I strive for. And that's what I offer people, is their truth. I want to get them back to the core of their truth and connected to essence and what and who they truly are. This is the most important thing. But to secure safety and have all these things that the world says we should have, which is a large bank account, a home, car, wife, husband, children, all of that sort of thing. And then we get all these anxieties that, I haven't found the right person in my life yet. What's saying that you need to have a partner? Look at the things that are magical in your life. Maybe you're meant to be, just an individual, not just an individual, but an individual, undivided in yourself. And maybe you're going to have more freedom, because I've seen this happen before, where people are suffering not having someone in their life. And then they have someone in their life and they're now suffering having someone in their life. No matter what, your attitude is going to define your suffering. So I spoke to this guy and we talked, and then we went into the hot pools and we were talking some more, and I gave him some more tools. And he stood up and he looked at me and he said, man, thank you so much. I feel so much better now than I have for such a long time. This is an answer to prayer. So what is more powerful than having your prayers answered? Is being. Here's the thing. What's more powerful than having your prayers answered is being an answer to prayer. This has happened to me a number of times in my life, and it brings this sense of connection to God. People have prayed to that higher power, and that higher power has chosen to use you as the vehicle to answer that prayer. In what way today can you be an answer to someone's prayer? For me, it's following my intuition. I went there and I arrived there at the right time. It was time to be there. I wasn't working on a time schedule. I turned up in the very right moment. It was being intuitive, being available to life, like I talk about in my videos all the time, being available to life, which means being spontaneous. But when you know that you've been an answer to someone else's prayer, that's when you feel a deep connection to God. Not some man up in the sky with a big beard and a long cloak, but God, the infinite source, the infinite energy of our reality. When you connect to that and you feel that you're truly playing a part in that, you become an answer to someone's prayer. it's a powerful, powerful experience. If more of us were doing that, if more of us were expressing ourselves and opening ourselves up to being an answer to someone's prayer, then of course others will be an answer to your prayer too. And then we'll realize that we are together God. We are together the full expression of source and infinite energy. I'm sending you so much love, and let there be light.